If you're planning to retire on oil and gas royalties, this video is for you. If you own producing mineral rights, you're part of a pretty exclusive club of Americans. Mineral rights can produce thousands of dollars a month in passive cash flow. But what should you consider if you're thinking about retirement? Let's talk about it. Howdy folks, my name is Steven Hatcher and welcome to the Minerals Guy channel. On this channel, we share tips on minerals management, mineral valuation, and how to achieve maximum value for your minerals. I'm a professional mineral buyer and I have over a decade of experience buying, selling, and developing oil and gas properties all across the country. My company helps to educate and tailor win-win solutions for mineral owners just like you every single day. Oil and gas, mineral rights, and royalties are great assets to own on your personal balance sheet, and they can be a great supplement to other retirement income like a 401k or Social Security. Once a well is drilled on your property and oil and gas starts to flow, you are going to receive royalty checks in the mail every single month for as long as that well continues to produce, which can be anywhere between 10 and 30 or more years. Sounds perfect for a retired person, right? Well, oil and gas royalties are great, but they are far from perfect. And as many folks get closer to retirement, they start to think more about the reliability and the stability of their income. Their tolerance for risk goes down because market swings have the ability to impact their income and lifestyle today. This is why many retired folks will look at fixed income investment products like annuities. And this gets to some of the downsides of oil and gas royalties. They are far from reliable and they are definitely not fixed. The amount of your royalty check is going to fluctuate month to month based on two primary factors. First is the volume of hydrocarbons, oil and gas, that is produced from your property. And second is the price at which those hydrocarbons are sold. So when it comes to volume, here's what you need to remember. Every oil and gas well produces based on a hyperbolic decline curve, meaning that production from a new well is going to start really high and then it's going to decline quickly. Most shale wells, which account for about 95% of new drills in the US, are going to decline between 60 and 80% in the first 2 years of production, which means that you're going to receive 60 to 80% of the total value from your new well in that first 2 years. And this is why your checks will start really high, but then they fall off like a ski jump. Do not, I repeat, do not fall prey to the illusion that your checks are going to stay high forever, because they won't. Now, as more wells are drilled on your property, this process is going to repeat itself over and over. New well, high checks, and then decline until your property is fully developed. A property is fully developed when all the wells that can be drilled have been drilled. At this point, your property will start a final decline, and then that will be it. Oil and gas are not infinite resources, and there will come a time when the resource is fully drained from your property and your royalty checks will stop. Now, the second factor that impacts the amount of your royalty checks is price, or the price at which the oil and gas is sold. Oil and natural gas are global commodities and their price is impacted by things like the global economy, wars in Israel and Ukraine, and the whims of Saudi princes, things which you have no control over. And oil and natural gas are infamous for their volatility. One day the price of oil is 120 bucks, the next day it's 50. One day the price of natural gas is $8 per MMBTU, and the next day it's 2. And as a royalty owner, you have direct exposure to these commodities. And the amount of your monthly royalty checks are going to fluctuate with the prices of oil and natural gas. And this can be both good and bad depending on which way the prices are swinging. So as a person getting ready for or in retirement, what do? You own this asset, but how do you make the asset work for you and not the other way around? As a mineral owner, you have several options. Hold the minerals forever and never sell, and pass them on to your children and grandchildren. Sell all of your minerals and reinvest that capital back into more stable assets, or sell down a portion to get to a level where you have the right amount of exposure to oil and gas. And I often encourage folks to look at their entire financial picture. What percent of your net worth is tied up in your mineral rights? Is it 10%, 25%, 50%? The larger the percentage, the bigger the likelihood that the volatility of oil and natural gas assets could cut against you. And here's the question. If your royalty checks go down, whether because of production or price, is it going to affect your lifestyle? If the answer is yes, then in my opinion, you would be crazy to not consider options to diversify. If the answer is no, and your minerals truly are a supplement to other income streams, then sure, keep them. My company works with retirees every day, helping them to answer these questions. No two cases are the same. What's right for you may not be what's right for your sister or your neighbor down the street. If you're trying to decide the best route and you're considering selling all or some portion of your mineral rights, I'd encourage you to hit the link down below. We'd be happy to schedule a consultation with you and to help you find out what your minerals are really worth.